Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of MyRetroTat. I'm undecided as to whether this is lazy tat or retro tat. I think we're going to go for retro tat, even if they're shorter episodes. I don't know. I've started to notice people seem to sort of zone out, so I'm going to try and limit my enthusiasm somewhat to just stop with the waffling. As much as I'm sure there are some out there that might enjoy the longer format videos, I also don't want to bore people. That's kind of the polar opposite of the point of this. The whole point is to take a boring object and make it interesting, not not take an interesting object and make it boring. So let's try and keep the runtime down a little bit while still making it interesting and informative. That's the thing. The reason the videos ended up so long before was because I wanted to make sure I included all of the information someone might want. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do a MyRetroTat with 4 or 5 O's at the end of the word retro so people know it's a longer format or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let me just get set up here. Perfect. Look at that. So, circa 1950s or 60s, Pifco drink mixer. Look at that artwork. Isn't it beautiful? And one of my favourite features from this period, obviously you've got your Pifco model number. Excuse the state of my hands. I was working on a carburetor earlier. You got Pifco model number just there, which makes it really easy to find the item you're after when you're buying it in the day, but almost impossible to do research on because it turns out that no one's been documenting these old Pifco products for the longest time. So there we are. Anyway, that's kind of why we're here, I suppose. So yeah, it does exactly what it says on the box in this case. It mixes drinks. Lovely, good quality, thick cardboard box. Let's just I need to get a little turntable or something. When I get a bit more slick with the editing, we'll come back to that in a minute. Yeah, when I get a bit more slick with the editing, I'll get a turntable or something. So there's that. Nothing special going on underneath, but some water damage and that beautiful front cover. That lovely vivid red. We've seen that before on the products from this period. Let's get it out of the box. So, the first thing I immediately notice is it's got this extraordinarily easy to lose brochure booklet. Advertisement for something you've already bought. It's lovely either way, isn't it? That is so mid-century modern. Just beautiful. I'm not gonna bore people and eat up video time by reading this. If you want to read it, I'm just gonna start doing this now. Or I'll leave it on the screen long enough for people to pause if they want to read. Nothing on the backside. But yeah, I thought that might be a better way. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure situation then, isn't it? If you want to read it, you can. And if you don't, you haven't got to wait around for 15 minutes for me to try and read it. So pretty straightforward as it is in the box. Almost looks like a big syringe. Right, so got your drink mixer, and then I don't know what you'd call this bit. The bit, should we say? I don't know. Whizzer? Who knows? Dead simple. Literally, that is just a square drive. My camera works all over the place today, I'm sorry. It's just a square drive. And it just fits in like that. It's just got almost like a collet, where the further you press it in, the tighter it grips. And then it's literally as simple as with the mere touch of a button. There she goes. It's a momentary switch, giving you complete control over your cocktail. There's that other point again. Beautifully stamped though. It's really clear. And as we've come to expect, this has seen some use, and I love that for it. You can tell because it's a little bit scratched up because it's been cleaned. As we come to expect, the chrome plating is just beautiful, and because of course it's got a little hanger on it. Just a nice piece, I think. And that just pulls out of there. Make sure you don't lose your collet. I'm not sure if that does come all the way out, but I'm not sure I want to test that either. And then to change the batteries, it just unscrews. Oh, spring loaded. Single C. Oh, okay. I've only had this about a week. My memory's letting me down already. I thought I took 2. Okay, that's a pretty good size motor in there then, because the motor stops there. So say about there, give you room for the switch. That's a fairly beefy little motor in that, I'd say. Nice big meaty contact on there. There's no chance of you missing that, is there? And just a fly lead that, yeah, it's got the bare minimum amount of solder on it. So you'll notice I'm not harping on about the build quality on this. And that goes back to me constantly pointing at the word foreign on this. So just a quick note about old British made, well, British sold products, should we say. I've been doing some research because something was bothering me about this and the other item that's going to be in the next Lazy Tat, Retro Tat, whichever one I decide to call it. One of these says foreign, and one of them says Empire made. I was like, what's the difference? We thought we owned the planet back in the middle of last century, so what's the difference? It turns out there's quite a big difference, and either one had people scoffing, unfortunately, which is a shame because they've clearly done a good job of making it. Don't get me wrong, you're not going to tow a car with the thing, but it's clearly fit for purpose. I mixed a cocktail with it. It mixed a cocktail perfectly well. I didn't feel the situation was out of control. Didn't feel like it was going to run away from me. It seemed okay. Anyway, apparently, what I've been able to dig up, foreign actually means it was made in Taiwan, somewhere like that. So they'd outsourced it a bit like we do nowadays when we build things in China or what have you. And at the time, in the middle of the 20th century, Empire made was considered to be things that were made in Hong Kong, because I forget my history. I'm doing what I usually do. I'm blanking out while I'm on camera. Hong Kong was technically the very last part of the British Empire. Do with that information what you will, but I just thought if you were wondering why some of these old items say foreign on the box, and some of them, how can I do this without giving too much information away about what's next? There we go, that'll do. Some of them say Empire made on the box. That's why. This would have been made somewhere like Taiwan or I think Singapore as well. Probably going to get some people screaming at me, but only 3 of you watch these videos, so it'll be easy to weed out who's who. And then the Empire made items were, like I say, Hong Kong, thereabouts. India also, apparently, but I don't want to open that geopolitical can of worms, just explaining what those particular words mean. And there we go. That's the Pifco battery-operated drinks mixer. Another gift from my parents I'm very grateful for. It's brilliant. And interestingly, because it stirs, but also, I'm not sure if it's intentional, because there's a bit of slop in the mechanism, it mixes them really well, because it doesn't just rotate about the center, it also gets out into the weeds and really, really pulls the vodka in with the with the grenadine. So there we go. Don't ask me what cocktails I'm making that have got vodka and grenadine in. I won't divulge that information. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all well, and I'll see you soon. Take care.